Hi, Tom. So Tom is one of our clients. He's in Queensland. He's coming up with innovative products and services in the areas of, transitional bathrooms that are specialized to help people with specific disabilities, to help them transition out of hospitals and into their homes. He's an NDIS registered provider. Located in Queensland. And today we're going to be talking about how we help NDIS providers to grow. So this is like a general a growth session. And I'd like to start off with asking what was your main problem or the goal that you wanted before joining us, Tom?
Yeah, I guess so. For me, the main problem was actually understanding the market completely on where people sit. Obviously, the NDIS is a huge world. It's more complex on where to go. Strategy is required. Who to talk to, approval process. A full 360 of doing business. It's not as easy as doing standalone business outside of the NDIS. It's not as transactional as what you'd like it to be. From there was also a large part on who to talk to, what was my reach look like, particularly looking after a certain specific clientele within the NDIS, quite hard to navigate. That was my biggest issue. Yeah.
What sort of impact was this creating, sort of, when you were thinking about before joining us and you were thinking about your situation? What was the impact on the business and your personal before joining us? What was that impact?
Yeah, look, straight off from a personal perspective, it's alleviated a lot of stress. So I'm very good at new business marketing, understanding where I need to do business, understanding who's who and where to talk to and which direction to go to was the hardest part. This business of mine is a new business. It's quite niche in some areas. So it's not a conventional product. They just basically you can pull it off the shelf and I'm selling their product and this is what it will do. So from a personal perspective, the impact will alleviate a lot of stress. So you guys are able to provide who my client base is, where their reach is, the type of people, data. I'm a data person. I like understanding who, what areas, what categories, what locations. It allows you to target your business strategy. So you can have an overall business, but that there is only, I guess, an overview of where your market is. The insight, the data that you guys provided is a lot more accurate, a lot more streamlined. Obviously, being a business owner, and everything, it allows you to free up time and space. So personally, for me, I've got a very big family. I also heavily work. I work late at night, no time. That's where it's really helped me. Impact on the business pretty much works hand in hand. Clarity, right? So being able to have a clear, precise understanding where you're going allows you to get on with your business. Do what you do best. Like not all of us are good in certain areas. Some people might be shy about reaching out to certain people or might be a cold contact. Where it's benefited me the most is where I know these individuals and these service providers do look after a certain part, and that's where we're targeting. Some will not be 100% hit all the time, but it deflects you off to the right person within that organisation and picking up the phone, call, hoping for the best. I've done before meeting you guys. A clear example for me is before meeting you guys, I got an email off to the PA hospital, 2 parts of the spinal ward. 2 months later, I got a response. It was a really good response. It was 3 months.
Yeah, that's it.
Because there wasn't a specific area or individual who you're targeting. So it works hand in hand. And obviously, if you take that again back to your personal life, it makes you more accurate, more detailed, knowing where you need to be with what you do.
Sections you had before joining us?
Yeah, look, on the outside, obviously, on the NDIS world, like there's a number of different providers out there. And let's face it, you can go online to anywhere and find a training platform of some description. You know, like, then it's not necessarily probably your fault on who you guys are or your marketing, but since the curated in some areas with people false information or undefined information, it makes it quite hard to make you know, not a overly expensive decision, but it's still got small cash flow going through or free cash within the business. Right? So that one my concern is just sitting on the shelf a little bit going, oh, should I not? You know.
What would be one or two things sort of that you can, give guidance on to someone who's sort of in your position, is starting up, he's thinking of entering the market? What can they do to sort of, get started?
My advice is really knocking yourself back and trying to overcome these obstacles as its own independent layer of strategies that you need to approach. So if you just take on everything as a huge ball, it's a huge mess. It's hard, right? What you need to do is basically break it right down. So whether you're a provider or whether you're providing equipment, whatever the case may be, break those sections down. So if you're looking at equipment, look at your market, look at who your competitors are, what you're doing. First stage, understand your pricing structure. My pricing structure is quite hard because I don't have much competition in the industry. I had to leave that as a grey field, and I didn't get further clarity on that until I started talking to you guys. Not that you think, you also highlighted other people that are kind of in the industry, which allowed me to adapt my pricing further. From there is trying to understand who's using it. So I recommend getting out and seeing people. Okay, today my name's Tom. I'm from hospital to home. This is my business. I'm sitting in an R&D stage, and I pick your brains.
Yep.
Right. Break it down. Be honest. Be hard on your sleeve. Let's
Yep.
say if someone, you don't have to be a salesperson. If you show genuine, I get genuine feelings about your business and what you're trying to set out to achieve, they will give you the answer. They will straight away, just those 2 points are understanding your product and market and your client base will basically be you anything that you need to overcome. Allows you to overcome objections, allows you to get in touch with people, and really, start to find your own groove.
So what sort of results have you seen so far?
For me, at this stage, I don't necessarily have a hard dollar value straight onto my results. I'm not going to spend $50,000 in 2 weeks or anything along those lines. For me, it was the size of the market and exposure. So it goes hand in hand with the first couple of points I do mention, but they were my biggest wins, right? So for me, I don't necessarily say that it was $50,000 in 2 weeks and miracles to us along those lines, but what it was is they just bring out your business or executing your business plans further and conquering where your business needs to go. So instead of looking at a week-to-week scenario on where to be, more looking at going, okay, this is my client list, this is where I'm going to go, these are my targets, and allows you to build a pipeline. So any revenue that you create in the business is all about pipeline, understanding where your next meal is coming from. And that's where, for me, the biggest win is.
Yep. And I think in particular with your case, because we did have a main goal of raising awareness and stretching out in the market as much as we can. I remember when we looked at the data and we just had started out with who we can contact, and we started off with a list of about 5,000. But then when we narrowed it down, we came to around 300. And what those 300 were the specific targeted people in the areas that we wanted to target. And what that means is we increase the chances of getting a response and the response that we want, which is sort of, for me, that in itself is success, because that's not shooting in the blind. And
that's right. And for me, if I was to forecast that, so for, let's say, out of the list, let's pick up worst case scenario, 10 clients, relationships that are consistently buying from me. For me, that's in excess of around about $2 million, $0.3 million revenue. I do the relationship. I build the rapport. I do those things. the exposure and the time that it takes and the understanding is probably 12 months. Now, you would say that, or I'm not, dollar, you're not necessarily wasting time, but you are wasting a lot of time and effort. And I guess where the hard part there is your own personal ego of getting rejected all the time because you're not knocking on the correct doors.
Yep.
You know, and that part there, if we look at business, it's hard. If you're a new business, you're small, medium enterprise, you can't afford to have specialized people in certain areas. You're the person that's getting knocked down all the time, right? So have that support, the clarity on where you need to go. It's where you need to be.
Ones that are sort of know about us and sitting on the fence, what would you advise?
Advice is you don't know what you don't know. If you're happy with your business, do where it's if you're looking to improve the business, if you're looking for consistency, you're looking for more of a stronger stability within your business and understanding and taking your business level can go from one level to the next. It's not taking it to a huge next level. I highly recommend going with you guys, right? Because, for instance, you want your business to grow comfortably for years. The work that you guys can provide can do that. If you wanted to take that and go further again, you guys are there at the same time.
Yep.
So, cost on what I've outlaid far outweighs the return on investment, right? Like the return on investment is so much greater than, understand. Like I can wait, but you can waste months of your time doing it by yourself, difficult point, and then you give up.
Thank you very much for your time, Tom. I really appreciate it.
All right, thank you.